On today's video, we're going to sublimation print a mug using my Epson EcoTank printer and my new mug press.
This is the Old Guy Network.
Yep.
Welcome back to the Old Guy Network. I'm the Old Guy, the OGJ, and you know it's a pretty damn good day here in the trailer hood. It really is, even though I can't speak very well. It's the weather is not too bad, a little cold, but we still don't have any snow, so I'm happy about that. So today, what we're going to do, we are going to sublimation print a mug, a coffee mug. For the very first time, I'm going to try this. You might be thinking, well, why are you doing this in the first place? Well, recently I have been the master of ceremonies, we'll say, at a trivia night at the restaurant where I work, Mad Cat and Company in Brewer, Maine. If you're local, please check it out. And it's been going really well, and I've wanted to have some mugs to give away as prizes. And so I talked to one of the ladies who lives here in the park, and she has a boutique where she makes handcrafted stuff, and one of the things she makes is mugs. And she did an outstanding job. She made beautiful, beautiful mugs for us. The problem is she's so busy doing the other stuff that I can't always get the mugs when I need them. And I was only getting a small amount, to be fair. I was getting like 6 mugs, and I would give 2 away, but then I was selling the other 4. And every time I would get mugs from her, I would sell out. But I got frustrated because, well, I couldn't get mugs very, very quickly. So what I did was I got on the interwebs and learned a little bit about sublimation printing. And I got frustrated with watching some of the videos because they'll show you one step and then they won't show you the other step. And I kind of got lost, but it looked really simple to do. And I think it is. So what I have done now is I did a little research on what printer to get for sublimation printing. And I came up with the EcoJet EcoTank, there it is, not the EcoJet, EcoTank 2400, ET2400. And because you have to have the separate tanks to put the separate ink, because you have to use special ink. It's called sublimation dye ink. And basically what it does is it puts the ink, well, along with a heat press, it puts the ink right into the material you're putting the transfer on, which is really cool. It's not like a sticker. You can't even feel it on there. It looks really nice, and it's dishwasher safe. You can run this through a dishwasher 100 times. It won't do any damage. It still looks brand new. So I found the EcoTank 2400. I'm not really sure. I think I paid $225 for it, something like that. You can buy sublimation printers. You can buy ones that are specifically designed for it. But as long as it's one of the printers that has the separate tanks for the ink, you should be good to go. So that's what I did. I didn't want to spend $400 or $500 on a special printer. I spent $225, I believe. I'll check that out and we'll put it up here somewhere. And yeah. I want you to be informed. Then I bought a mug press, which I don't know the price of it, but and I can't even remember where I got it. But I got the mug press. I did an unboxing of both of those items. I also got some sublimation paper, which you need to use, and some heat-resistant tape. And it's a very special tape that you have to use when you're putting the transfers on the mug. Now, one of the reasons I was so frustrated is because I didn't know how to make the transfer, and all these videos, they already had the transfer in their hand and they show you how to put it on the mug and put it in the press. Well, that's great, but how do you make the damn transfer? So that's the first step of this video. I'm going to show you right now how I did it. I'm not saying this is a how-to video on how to do it correctly. I'm telling you this is a how I done it video, and you go from there. Okay, so let's get started with that right now. First thing you want to do before we get started and we make our decal, you want to turn on your printer. Make sure you have sublimation paper in it, not just regular old plain white paper. And if you have one of these trays on yours, extend the tray out so the paper doesn't go all over the floor when you're done. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is make our transfer, and that was kind of challenging for me because I didn't know how to do it. I tried it in a version of Photoshop, and I got confused, and I got a friend of mine to help me, and she got confused, so I said the heck with it. And I remembered I had a web address to go to when I installed my printer, and I never went there. So I went there, and hey, they had a program, and this is it right here. It is called Epson Photo Plus, and we're going to open that up right now. And let's go to New. And it gives you all these choices. And what these are is different designs, different layouts for designs. We want to go to free layout. And again, this is how I did it. This might not be the best way to do it, but this is how I did it. You're going to have to do a little research. But the paper I'm using is 8.5 by 11 inches. So we click there. And then it gives you a nice piece of paper to work with, right? So the next thing we need to do is find the image that I want. And I click on this, and this is the one that I want right here. Now, this is a friend of mine. He owns this company, Electric Power Systems, and he wanted me to make some mugs so that he can use them as giveaways when he installs a generator. He gives away bags of coffee. Well, he thought the coffee mugs would go well with that, so I agreed, and it means I can make some money. So that's what we went with. And as you see, this is backwards. Whatever you get for a photo, whatever you choose for a photo, make sure you flip the image. You make it backwards. Whatever you put on that cup, it's going to go on exactly the way it's put on. So you have to flip the image. They don't tell you that in some of the other videos. You should probably know this already, but I thought I'd let you know. So you can see this one is backwards. And now I don't know how big it is. We have to scale it. So if you go down here, and there's a little button right there, boom, we hit that button, and there is a grid. And that grid is in centimeters. And each one is 1 centimeter, or what is that, 10 millimeters? And what I want to do is have it 60 or 6 centimeters, 60 millimeters, or 6 centimeters across. So we just, or actually, no, 6 was too small. I want to go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's that one right there. So we just drag this until it reaches 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So now it's perfectly centered, and it is 7 centimeters across. We don't care about this. That's going to be perfect. That's going to be fine. You don't want to go too high because your coffee mug, you'd have to measure your coffee mug, make sure it's not more than the height of this, but that would be a really small coffee mug. I don't want to waste a whole sheet, so I'm going to put this on again. And let's go with that. Okay, and again, we're going to scale it. This time it would be a little easier to scale. I just put it underneath that one and drag that over until it's the same size. Now I can take this and I'll put it over here. That way I won't waste too much of the paper. Because when I print this, I'm going to crop the top of it off, and I can use this part of the paper again for the next design. So we've got the image I want. We have it in the right direction. It's backwards, and that's what we want. So we just click anywhere here, and it brings up this little sidebar. And we go over here to print quality, and we want to go high. High. You want to use the best quality you can. Now, the media type, this isn't set up for sublimation printing, so you have to choose which one to use. And I'm almost 100% positive premium presentation paper matte finish, because it's not glossy. So that's the one I'm going to choose. Everything else is the same. We got the right printer, the ET2400. Paper size is correct. The layout with borders, that's all correct. So now we just hit start printing. And this is what we came up with. That's pretty good. The next step is we have to cut these. We have to cut these out and make them a little more manageable size. On most of the videos I watch, they use scissors. I don't like to use scissors, so I bought this nice little guillotine cutter. And yes, that's what it's called. Complete with cat hair. And my little makeshift table here, which is actually the box the printer came in. So we'll just take this, put it on here, make sure It's lined up correctly. Just like that. And there we go. That is our transfer. Okay, our next step is to turn on the mug press. Now, when you turn it on, when you first turn it on, make sure this is up like this. If you leave it like this, as soon as you turn it on, it thinks it's counting down the time, whatever time you have set in here for the printing. So leave this up, turn it on, and I've got it set for 325 degrees. And it's going to, as you can see right here, it is warming up. Right now it's at 145. It's going to go up to 325. And I've got it set for 180 seconds. Now, how I did this was there is a little button right here for the settings. And you can turn this up and down. That is the temperature. You hit this setup button again. Gives you the seconds. And then down here, this gives you choices of 3 different types of printing. Now you can use this with other presses. This module here will work with other presses. You want to keep it all the way over to the one that looks like just a sheet of paper. So that's good. We're going to let that heat up, and as soon as it's finished heating up, then we can get on to the next thing. Now while we wait for this, let me move this back just a little bit. All right. This is the heat-resistant tape, and this stuff works really well, I am told. The hard part is finding where the edge of the tape is. Just run your fingernail around until you find it. And you don't need a whole lot. So, try not to twist the tape up. And boom, just like that. And I'll do another piece. And just to keep track of them, I'm going to put them right here on the edge. I will show you in just a second. Right there. I just put them down there on the edge. That way I can lift them up when I need them. And that little beeping you're hearing, let's move in. That means that the press is ready. Let's get a mug. I happen to have one right here. Inspect your mug, because I ordered 36. They looked really well, except for a couple of them. Oh, you can't, I don't think you can see it. Right inside here, there's no resin, there's no clear coat in here, so that mug's no good. Don't throw it away though, you can use it to practice. And actually, why don't we, no, I'll use that for something else. Okay, and this happens too. Look at this. Be really careful where you order your mugs from. There's another one. There's another one. Well, this one's not rattling. That is very disappointing. And somebody's going to get an email. Ah, look at that. Yeah, this is terrible. Here's another one. Another one. Wow. Okay, I got these off eBay. So I'm going to say right now, do not buy these from eBay. Looking inside there, this one looks pretty good. So we can use this one. So far, out of the 36 that I bought, 36. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 broken ones, plus that one's no good. So, yeah, that's not great. That really cuts into your profits. So that's not good at all. I ordered another case from somewhere else. I think I got them off Amazon for a friend of mine, and all 36 of them were good. So I think that's what I'm going to do next time. I'll go back to Amazon. So anyway, let's get our transfer on.
Now, depending on if you're right-handed, left-handed, where you want the transfer, if you want to see the transfer, I don't know. If you're making this for somebody else, make sure you ask them what side do you want your transfer on. Now, he's right-handed. A lot of people are right-handed. They want the logo to be facing out, so we're going to put it over on this side. So the handle is towards the left. Now I'm going to get that on there about where I want it to be. What I do is I just kind of look at the handle. I look like this and then kind of guide where that would be, and that looks pretty good right there. So first step, one side. We tape it right on there. That's it. Just a little bit of tape. Now this is a little tricky. There's probably better ways to do this, but what I do is I take a straight edge, put it right, you can barely see, it doesn't show up well on the camera, but I can still see the letters on here. So I'm bringing that right up to where the letter is and holding it right there and then moving it, and I'm right there. So this should be fairly center. So we tape down the other side. That looks pretty good. Now this is the important part, I'm told. Make sure that the mug is in the center of this collar right here so that it heats up the entire transfer, and tilt your mug just a little bit and make sure that you have this adjusted right. This is the pressure that the plate goes against the mug, because you don't want it to break the mug. So that's it. Just put that down, and now you can see over here, this is counting down. And you can see the temperature will change. As soon as the cool mug gets in there, drops the temperature down, and that's going to change a little bit. You'll see it go back up to around 325. So I'm not going to make you wait for another 157 seconds, so I'll come right back. How's that? Okay, it's counting down, and I've done a little counting of myself. At least 9 of these are completely broken, and I've got at least 3 that are unusable. So I'm not real happy with this company. Okay, you hear that beep again? That beep is telling us that it's time now to open this up. Are you ready to see the very first one? Now this is important too. Remember, this is going to stay cool. That's the whole concept of a coffee mug, right? Hot coffee, cool handle. This is very hot. It's 325 degrees. Now I'm just putting my fingernail on here, not my actual finger. And look at that. Oh, that's pretty damn nice. Now, if an old broken down old dude like me can do this, anybody can. That's pretty much perfect. It's off just a little bit. It's a little tiny crooked. I think I'll get better at that. I hope. But it's not bad. Actually, I think it looks pretty good. It is really warm though, and you cannot try to force cool these. I read some stories on the internet that people were putting them in the refrigerator after they take them out of the press. I guess they don't know anything about basic physics, but if you try to cool something down that's really hot, yeah, it's going to shatter. So I've got enough of these. Oh, that one's... I got enough of these that are shattered, so don't need another one. But that's it. Look at that. That's beautiful. I'm pretty damn happy with that. And you can put any image you want on there. And I'm getting ready to do a few more images. So I'm not going to show you that. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And then I'll show you what I made. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Well, it came out pretty well. Had it a little askew, but I think it's going to be all right. Most people wouldn't even notice it. I'll ask the guy that I'm making it for what he thinks. I'm pretty sure he's going to go with it. But after I made that video, I also made some other mugs. One of the ladies that I work with at Mad Cat and Company in Brewer, Maine, that's the restaurant where I hang out every day, and they give me a check for it. She is also an Avon lady, and she loves dragons, and she wanted this, the Wicked Avon lady with a dragon on it. So I hope she likes it. And then I thought, well, the restaurant, what could I do for the restaurant? And I made these nice holiday mugs. I made one, showed it to the owner. She said, yeah, make some more of those. So I did. And then, of course, I've got this one here. I really like. This is one of 6, and this is just the backside of the mug. This is for a friend of mine who is part of a karate school, and he wanted these for his senseis, and it has their individual names on the other side. I don't want to put their names on here. They might not like that. So, but this is the image that I put on the mugs, and I think it came out pretty well. So I'm getting really good at centering it. As you can see, I've only done a few of these mugs, and these are all nice and center, and they look really good. So I think I'm doing pretty well. I made another one. I got to be careful how I show you this because I don't want the video to get demonetized. But I think you can figure out what this says. I made this one, and I text messaged a few people and showed them this, and now this is the one everybody wants. So yeah, I'm going to be busy making those tonight too. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed making it, and it was a series of 3 videos. This is the final one. The other 2, there is a link in the description for the unboxing of the printer and also the unboxing of the mug press. And if you want to take a look at them, I really would appreciate it. If you like this video, please hit like, share, subscribe to the channel. That tells all the people at YouTube that they should show it to more people, and they do. And I want to grow the channel even bigger than it is right now. Last year, this time, I had 1,000 subscribers. Right now, at the last count, I was going to say 1,500. No. I passed that a long time ago. 2,533. So that's pretty good. I like that. So please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you back here in the trailer hood next time for the Old Guy Network. I'm the Old Guy. I'm out.